I find Schoolboy Q to be a very important figure in the conversation about 2010s hip hop, both as a feature artist but also as a solo artist. I think his work as a solo artist kind of gets lost. It's something we talked about a little bit with Isaiah Rashad because he's part of TDE, that whole sphere, and gets overshadowed a little bit in the conversation by Kendrick, by SZA, by Ab-Soul even a little bit. But with the exception of Kendrick, I find Schoolboy Q to be an incredible artist, and I think Blank Face LP really showcases everything that he's capable of, and he's not just the meme of two asses shaking on his face in Man of the Year video. He's more than that. There's a lot
Right.
to him, and I think that this record showcases it. It still has some of the silly stuff, like that part, which we can discuss, but there's a lot of other moments on this record where it shows Schoolboy Q's maturity as a songwriter and as a songcrafter and as a lyricist. So that for me is why I absolutely love this record. Steve, what about your relationship to this?
To be honest with you, my relationship to this album is pretty minimal. It's probably the most minimal of any of the albums that we'll have in this top 20. When it comes to Schoolboy, Habits and Contradictions and Oxymoron were where I leaned into him most. Pause. But by the time we get to Blank Face and Crash Talk and Blue Lips, it was almost like Schoolboy got lost in the mix. And if I wasn't intentional, I wasn't really tapping in. So for Blank Face, the only song I think that I really have any connection to would be that part. I really like that song a lot. But I think, Groovy Tony with Jadakiss, I love Jadakiss's verse. I think it's fire. I love the fact that he had E40 on the album as well. But it's not one that I repeatedly went back to and could give you these are my favorites on this project. Is it because I never really listened to it enough for it to connect.
Well, that's a mistake. Shame on you.
Yeah, I agree with that. I feel ashamed.
So, I think I will take a little bit of the lead then. Best song, I think, unquestioned, is Groovy Tony, Eddie Kane, the song with Jadakiss that you discussed. This speaks to what I was talking about in terms of Schoolboy Q having his more introspective moments. And there's something that Schoolboy always does with his vocal delivery, and you hear it perfectly in this song, where he's adopting this really aggressive style, and then he gets to this one line where he says, "We were just kids." And in that moment, all of the bravado and all of the posturing falls out, and it's somber. We were just kids. All of the kind of stunting around this lifestyle is just like, nope, we were just kids. And all the sadness is right there in his performance of like that one lyric. And it's absolutely incredible. So, for me at least, best song by far is Groovy Tony, Eddie Kane.
Yeah.
The biggest song is unquestionably that part. I also think that part has an argument for worst song. And I want to be clear here. I absolutely fucking love that part. But it is one of the silliest songs in the world, mostly centered around Kanye shit. But also it's fucking hilarious.
This was Kanye really starting to fracture.
This is Kanye starting to go off the rails.
Yeah, it was 2016. That was exactly the moment that he started to fracture.
Yep. And I think you can tell on this verse.
Yeah.
But also, I love this song.
It's hilarious, and it's also sad.
Yeah.
Very sad. Yeah.
Very much so. And then the 3-song sequence is going to be one that is surprising, and it's mainly because I try and find the centerpiece, and it should be Groovy Tony, Eddie Kane, but then you have that part, which would be really good, but then Lord Have Mercy is only a minute and 44. It's kind of more of an interlude, and Know You're Wrong is one of the weaker songs on the album, so I couldn't find one around that. And Steve, this is going to be your homework, since you don't have a huge relationship with this album. Your 3-song sequence is going to be from later in the record. It is Never Change into Straight Ballin' into Black Thoughts.
Cool.
You're going to have to report back and tell me how you were in fact wrong, that this is number 18. Should be much higher.
Cool. That sounds good. I'm totally down for it because one, I'm always down for a new experience and to learn more. But then two, I don't even know if I got past Dope Dealer.